Hey everyone, and welcome to a super special grammar adventure. Today, we're going to become heroes and unlock the amazing secrets of prepositions. So are you ready to power up your sentences? Let's get started. So does this page look a little tricky? Yes, sometimes grammar can feel like that. But don't you worry. We're not doing boring homework today. Nope. Instead, we're going to be storytellers. We're going to turn these sentences into an awesome comic book story, and we'll solve all the puzzles together. Ready? Let's dive into chapter 1. Okay, so our story begins right at home with a really busy family. Let's see what they're getting up to. And here we go, our very first scene. This is for question number 1. Look, we can see Grandpa and Grandma walking in the park. The sentence says, blank Sunday evenings, Grandpa likes to go to the park, blank Grandma blank a walk. How do we fill in those blanks? Let's figure it out. And boom, here are the answers. First up, for Sunday evenings, the answer is on. And that's our first superpower rule. We always use on when we're talking about specific days. Like on Sunday or on my birthday. Easy. Next, Grandpa goes to the park with Grandma. With is such a friendly word, it just means they're together. And finally, they go for a walk. We use for when we're explaining the reason we're doing something. So the whole thing is, on Sunday evenings, Grandpa likes to go to the park with Grandma for a walk. Sounds perfect. All right, let's head back inside the house for question number 2. Mom is calling out to the children. She says, children, get ready, blank dinner. Switch blank the light, blank the bathroom, and wash your hands, blank soap and water. Whoa, that's 4 blanks in just one sentence. Come on, let's power up and solve this one. Okay, let's tackle these one by one. First, you get ready for dinner. See? Just like you go for a walk, you get ready for an event. It's the reason. Next, you switch on the light. That one's a team. Lights are always switched on or off. Simple. Then, where's the light? It's in the bathroom. Just think of a toy being in a box. It means it's inside something. And last, you wash your hands with soap. You're using the soap as a tool to get your hands clean, so you do the washing with it. Look at that. We solved all 4. That's some serious grammar power. Awesome job on chapter 1. Now, our comic book story is leaving the house and heading out into the big, wide world. Let's see what happens next. All right, storytellers, time for question 3. This one's about sharing a cool library book. The sentence goes, I borrowed this book, blank the library. I can lend it blank you, but please take care blank it. So what are the missing words this time? Let's see what we've got. You borrowed the book from the library. From is a great word that tells us where something started. The book started at the library. Then you lend it to your friend. To shows us the direction it's going. It's moving from you to them. And that last one, it's a special team. You always take care of something. Those 2 words are like best friends. They always have to stick together. Our story is getting exciting. For question 4, it looks like we're at a super sunny beach. I can almost feel the heat. It says, blank summer. The beaches are full blank people. It is very hot, blank the beach, blank noon. Okay, how do we describe this busy day? Time for the big reveal. First we say, in summer. In is what we use for long chunks of time, like seasons or months or even years. The beaches are full of people. Yep, full of is another one of those word teams. It's really hot on the beach because you're standing right on the surface of the sand. And finally, it's hot at noon. We use at for really specific, exact times, like at noon or at 5 o'clock. So remember that. In for long times and at for exact times. Okay, for question 5, we're going somewhere really, really fun. A toy shop. Wow, look at that. It's packed. The sentence says, the toy shop is crowded blank children. There are a lot blank toys on the floor and children running blank. Let's figure this busy scene out. And the answers are, the shop is crowded with children. It's just like saying a box is filled with toys. Next up, there are a lot of toys. A lot of is a super useful phrase we use all the time. It just means there are many of them. And what are those kids doing? They're running around. Around is the perfect word when you're not just going in a straight line, but going here and there and everywhere. You guys are doing an amazing job. You're turning into preposition pros. Now it's time for the final chapter in our comic book adventure. A super fun night out. Okay, question 6. Ooh, looks like things are getting a little dramatic. Dad and Kate are rushing out the door. Dad is saying, hurry blank Kate, we're late blank the film, Mom is angry blank you. Uh-oh, let's help them find the right words quick. Let's solve this little mystery. Dad says, hurry up. That's one of our phrase teams. It just means go faster. They're late for the film. Remember that rule? We use for when we're talking about an event. And last, Mom is angry with Kate. Now here's a really useful tip. You're usually angry with a person, but you might be angry at a situation, like the bad traffic. And here we are, our very last scene and our final question, number 7. Whoa, check out those cool monster costumes. It's a party. The sentence says, we dress up as monsters, blank the party. We have lots, blank fun, blank Halloween. This looks like so much fun. Let's find those last puzzle pieces. Here it is, the final solution. We dress up as monsters at the party. We use at for specific places or events, like being at school or at a friend's house. Next, we have lots of fun. Lots of works just like a lot of. It means a whole bunch. And finally, we have fun on Halloween. Hey, remember our first rule? We use on for special specific days, and Halloween is definitely one of those. You did it! We solved every single puzzle in our comic book story. So now, let's take a look at all the amazing grammar superpowers you've just unlocked. Check these out. You now have time power. You know to use on for days and at for exact times. You've got location power, using in for being inside a place and at for being at an event. You unlocked team-up power with the word with, purpose power with the word for, and awesome phrase power, so you'll always remember teams like a lot of and hurry up. You are officially a preposition superhero. Great job, everyone. You seriously helped build this story from the very first sentence to the very last. So as a reward, let's read our amazing finished comic book story all together. On Sunday evenings, Grandpa likes to go to the park with Grandma for a walk. Children, get ready for dinner. Switch on the light in the bathroom and wash your hands with soap and water, Mom says. I borrowed this book from the library. I can lend it to you, but please take care of it. In summer, the beaches are full of people. It is very hot on the beach at noon. The toy shop is crowded with children. There are a lot of toys on the floor and children running around. Hurry up, Kate. We're late for the film, Dad says. Mom is angry with you. We dress up as monsters at the party. We have lots of fun on Halloween. You guys were amazing. You took a worksheet that looked a little tricky and turned it into a fantastic story. So now I have a question for you. With all your new preposition superpowers, what kind of incredible stories are you going to write next? Thanks for coming on this adventure with me, and never stop creating.